70, and now I am recording episode 70. So this is the bonus episode that will come out later today because it's Monday. And we're recording it on Monday. Really?
Yay, Monday.
Yay, Monday. This is the Monday after 4th of July. Hopefully everyone had a lovely 4th of July weekend. Mine was pretty boring.
Yeah. Just fine.
Uneventful.
I don't love 4th of July. It's not my favorite.
You know what I was remembering? Like how we used to have 4th of July in Chicago.
Yeah,
that was my
fun.
favorite.
Yeah.
I think I only shared that on Patreon. I think I shared that one maybe Thursday morning when I was walking Henry because I was thinking about that. Like I used to love 4th of July because our parents used to throw a really big 4th of July party in our backyard, and we got to have pop and soda, and I don't know, it was just fun. All the adults got a little drunk, and there's a bunch of other kids there, and it was cool to have that kind of big party at our house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Nowadays 4th of July is me.
I don't like it because I don't like the fireworks and how they affect my dog, although it was fine this year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, Indiana and Henry were displeased and barked for a solid 2 hours, but yeah, they were fine. Ultimately fine. What else?
About life?
Just, life.
Nothing.
Nothing?
I don't know. Nothing new, really. 4th of July, fine.
Yeah, we played a lot of Jeopardy this weekend at Jenna's house. For anybody who has a Nintendo Switch, if you're not playing Jeopardy, you are missing out.
That's right.
We really enjoy it. And between the four of us, we have like a very interesting knowledge base.
We do well. And apparently the AI, because you play, if you're playing against, I guess you always are playing against, whether you can log in, I guess, internet-wise with your friends wherever around the world, but we just play whoever they pop up, and they're all AI people, and they're not very smart. You think they up the AI smarts.
That's right, because the four of us play like under Michael's character?
Yeah.
And then there's like two other AI fake people that the four of us as one are playing against. And
they never even get close.
Not even close. And I don't understand how they get answers wrong. We get answers wrong too, obviously, but like.
Well, yeah. What do you mean how they get answers wrong?
Well, like why would they make them? Yeah, why would they make them get answers wrong?
Well,
why wouldn't they just have them get them correct?
I'd appreciate that, but it seems like sometimes they get all of them wrong.
Yeah.
But we don't that's not, we would play it if we weren't playing against anyone, right?
Totally.
We're just playing to see if we
test
we
our
can
own.
Get right.
Yeah, for sure. And it's really, and there's like Michael always has like history and religion and politics totally covered.
You've got like more media stuff or like pop culture.
Pop culture and media.
I don't really have a category, and I don't know if Mark does.
Yeah, you guys both just have knowledge about kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But like collectively, we managed to do quite well, if I do say so myself. Wish you could play that for like real money. I guess that's the real Jeopardy.
Ding ding. Which who took over? Oh yes, when Trebek died, that guy who won really big years ago, he ended up taking over, I believe.
I think you're right, but Joe Buck was a contender for it because he went and he hosted, I think, for a week. And then other people hosted
to try.
To see who.
I think ultimately it was, I
think you're right.
Ken Jennings.
That sounds right.
I think it's Ken Jennings.
Yeah. I think Joe really wanted it too. I think he didn't expect to have as much fun hosting as he did, and he would have been great at it. He's a great voice. But I don't really like the real Jeopardy. It's way too difficult, I think.
Very difficult. That's the difference between the Switch.
Yeah.
It's still difficult.
It's tough.
But people study for really study for the real Jeopardy.
And the biggest difference is on the Switch, we have multiple choice answers.
Oh, that's exactly right.
Yeah. On the real Jeopardy, you just have to like pull it out of your brain.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, there's our plug for Jeopardy. Jeopardy, if you'd like to sponsor us, we will absolutely. Or Nintendo Switch.
Yep.
I almost had Mark convinced to buy a Nintendo Switch this weekend. Then he was like, nah. I mean, it's a lot of money to just play Jeopardy. Or golf, I would play.
Yeah, I bet you'd also play...
ping pong.
Well, yeah, any of those. The sports or
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I would. So what? I made a table this weekend, and I posted that. I didn't really make it. I took legs off the old one and attached them to a pallet. It was significantly harder than I expected it to be, but it works.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's solid. I can't decide. You'll have to tell me if I should leave this in or not. But I've talked about it on here. I've obviously talked about it with you. Looking for additional work just to kind of make up the. I need some more work beyond just gym.
To make more money.
Yes, to make more money. Thank you. Yeah, spit it out, Margot. Because my work with gym is not quite full time, and I just thought I would throw that out here. I've talked about needing to do that on here, but like there are people listening. Maybe they know people who need
sure.
In Tucson, dog walking, which I do on Rover, the Rover app. So anybody needs any dog walking in the Tucson area.
Or dog sitting, maybe?
Dog sitting, yes. I've taken care of a dog where I didn't live at the home, that dog Vander. Mm-hmm. I didn't live at his home, but I went over like 3 times a day and hung out and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's the only thing, though. Because I was thinking you could be a dog sitter. Bring a dog to your home, but your dog...
I could if it was for a brief time, and then Henry and Indiana could go to Mark.
Yeah.
But yeah, dog walking, dog sitting, feeding, plant watering, house sitting, anything like that. I have great references, trustworthy. And then I was also thinking like not a lot, but some of what I do for Jim is very much, I guess in the realm of kind of like an assistant, like, I manage his calendar. I remind him when he has press interviews. I set up interviews for him, organize,
Do you do his travel?
I do not. I would love to, though. And I actually have to talk to him when he gets back. He's traveling this month. But because somebody else, Joe, who also works with Jim, was saying like at least once during every tour or like every couple of months when they're on tour, Jim will like book a plane ticket to the wrong city or like too early, too late or something like that. So like I would love to do that. I'm pretty organized and good with spreadsheets and calendars and email. I mean, that all sounds very basic, but
You're really selling yourself.
If anybody needs some type of like, assistant, virtual assisting, I guess is a thing these days. Somebody to go through your emails and respond and take phone calls and this and that, or manage social media, or I don't know, anything along those lines, I guess. I mean, I'm assuming nobody listening really needs a producer, but if you know somebody who does, maybe, I don't know. I just figured this is a bigger network of people than I know personally who are listening. So I'll throw it out there. I have a resume. If anybody knows anyone who's looking for something that might fall into any of these categories, I am open and looking for work. So send us an email, a DM.
And where can people find the links to the email and such?
On our Instagram, there's a button to email us where our email will pop up. There's also a button to call us. You can't call us and talk to us directly, but you can call and leave a voicemail or send a text message.
And that's also listed if you're listening on Apple Podcasts right now or Spotify. If you click the 3 little dots
to see the show notes
about more or more, whatever.
Yeah, about more about the episode.
Yeah,
it'll have an episode description, and then it'll have links to our email, phone number, all the website, YouTube, all the things. So, if you or anyone you know need some hired help, for one of the people I dog walked for, she asked me if I'd be willing to like pick up catering and bring it to some of the offices where she worked. And I did that, just
that falls
errands.
under like assistant. Yeah.
I would be
helping hands.
A helping hand. Yes, I would love to. So please let me know. I would very much appreciate that. I actually meant to tell you this before we hopped on, but I'm going to tell you now. So you know what Mark and I talked about doing for our birthday last year, and we never did, or the year before, I can't even remember. Getting like an Airbnb for the weekend. I think Mark's birthday is 3 days before mine this month for listeners. And so for the past 2 years, we've talked about like doing something together, and we've never done anything, literally.
Yeah.
We've never made anything happen. So I meant
2 years ago, that's when Owie died.
Oh, yeah.
And we were going to our friend. It was after our friend's wedding-ish something at the hotel. That was that one, right?
La Paloma.
Yeah, okay.
I think that was 2 years ago. No.
Well, it must have been, because aren't you only here 3 years in October?
Yeah, 3 years in October. Yeah, I guess it
must have been.
Yeah, so I was here for Mark's 40th.
I don't know how old he is. So
he's turning 43 this year. So yeah, this will be our...
third. That would be right.
No, that would be our fourth. The timeline confuses me.
You're going to have to cut some of this.
Last year, Izzy died.
No.
Last August. So
yeah, August.
Yeah, my birthday. She was alive for my birthday because I have a video.
Right, but what did we do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Okay. What are you guys doing for your birthdays?
So I found some Airbnbs, and Mark is supposed to call Michael today to say we're going to get an Airbnb, and Mark wants to like book it tonight. We'll see if that actually happens. But they have like a pool and allow dogs and have, a fenced in yard. Some of them have like an air hockey or a ping pong or a pool table or whatever. And we're going to do it Friday. My birthday is on Friday. So do it Friday through Sunday. And that way we'll have like all day Saturday. I know usually, Michael may be at work, but if he can take half day or wants to or whatever, either way, that's the thought.
You know what else happens that weekend? It might overshadow your birthday.
What?
The Olympics start. I'm just kidding. I mean, I'm not kidding, but I don't care about the Olympics. They start on the 26th.
They do. You're right. That is my birthday. Anyway, so I guess that's more of a notification to you than our listeners to keep your calendar open, hopefully.
Noted.
All right. I have an email that I actually read to Jenna, and we liked it so much I thought I'd read it. And he didn't tell me if I could use his name or not. So I'm just going to say Michael from Washington. And this was an email from last month. Such a good email. So nice that I want to share it with everyone. It's so polite also. He says, "Good afternoon. First of all, I think this is how you say the name. Mychal.
Mychal.
McCall? Michael? McCall?
Could be Michael. Could be, I was going to say Mikhail. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I'm butchering that, but cool spelling. So he or she, I guess I don't know, says, "Good afternoon. I don't really have anything unique to say, but I've been meaning to email you for a while. Just wanted to offer general support and say thanks for preserving this unique and fun pod. The first time I heard you guys," and then in parentheses put girls, "I was dismayed by the super casual, often digressing nature of your structure. I was almost put off, but then I came back and gave it a few more chances. Soon, I began to love the thing which almost dissuaded me, and now I tune in for the familial, endearing quality you all bring to the genre. I, for one, love the chatty episodes which augment the geographically specific true crime element. You are like a better version of Crime Junkie," which is like quite the compliment. Mm-hmm. "I was around for all the episodes and especially loved the story about your time in Greece." That was one, I just did that randomly and talked about how we went to Greece and all the events that happened leading up to it.
I bet there's a couple events you left out.
There definitely are, I'm sure. More about like my passport and all that stuff. This person says, "I also was very privy to the quickly removed breakup episodes, which Margot soloed. I got to glimpse at the white stag." What does that mean? Like that's like
you see it and now you don't, maybe?
Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah. On a personal note, I've been there. Glad things are better. Well done. Thanks for continuing, even when life presents tremendous hurdles. Cheers. P.S. I laughed when you were desperately trying to remember what BOLO stood for. I was yelling it out at work, and people were looking at me funny.
And BOLO means?
Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was just a really, I think that's an interesting email to read that, like many people, don't like the chattiness, don't like the banter and how we kind of digress sometimes. And then that became actually what he likes the most.
It's kind of like what they say, whoever they are, about relationships. The thing you really fall in love with is the thing that ends up annoying the shit out of you. That's not how they say it, but
and that is
like
very
flip,
true.
Yeah.
Yep, the flip version of that. So thank you for that email. That was really, I don't remember to check the email necessarily every week, but I try to check it, and that was a lovely email to get. So thank you, Mikhail. Let us know how badly we're butchering your name. And thanks for sending that. Also got some texts from the human GPS, which I love. I don't remember talking about this, so I love that he comments on this. He says, human GPS checking in. If you're having estrogen issues and on birth control pill, you may want to check out this lady's book. Sarah E. Hill is the website. I haven't looked at it yet, but I like that.
Well, yeah, you've been here and there talking about your, Dr.
Journey.
Dawn and all that, so I'm sure you did bring it up.
Yep. So thank you for that. He also says, hopefully you're getting these. You spend your life indifferent to birds, and then one day you look up and say, oh, look, a yellow-rumped warbler. That guy was me years ago. And this is his suggestion to get the Merlin app and use it to identify using sound, photo, or description what birds are at my feeder. And I'm definitely going to do that. I'm actually writing that down.
Yeah, I wrote that
Merlin
down.
app. That's cool. So thank you to our human GPS, who eventually we will get on the podcast one of these days. What else? A couple of interesting news stories, and then we could jump into the episode here.
Okay.
I'll warn people. I'll probably do it at the start of the actual episode too. I'll just save it for that. This was an interesting news story that I especially like. So, this is from the Arizona Daily Star. Says, tortillas are typically used to hold chopped up pieces of carne asada or to fill with gooey melted cheese. But for Myra Esquivel, tortillas are so much more. They are what she uses to help improve her mother's health. So her mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and Myra decided to take matters into her own hands, researching foods that would help with her mother's condition. She learned about nuts and seeds that were good for the brain and started trying to include those in what her mom was eating. So while the issue that came up is that while her mom was eating more nuts and seeds, it was making her like not hungry for her regular meals because the nuts and seeds were so filling. So Myra said, well, what if I could create something that goes along with my mother's meals, but is super, super healthy? So with the help of a company called Startup Tucson, Myra is working to open her own shop called Las Tortillas, which is creating tortillas that not only taste good, but that are good for you and made from all different types of like nuts and seeds and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was really cool. So.
Well, and you like it especially because it's kind of shocked you, I think, the first time you looked at the back of various said brands of tortillas and the amount of
everything that's not good for you.
Calories, cholesterol, saturated fats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I eat a lot of, I love tortillas and always have. I just like that it's easier than bread. You can put anything in it. I eat everything in a tortilla, but I get the low carb, high fiber, whatnot tortillas. So a new healthy tortilla is very thrilling to me. Mm-hmm. This was a funny news story. Christian church goes viral for selling plots of land in heaven.
What?
A Christian pastor is going viral for selling plots in heaven for $100 per square meter. He claims that in 2017, God authorized him to sell these plots, guaranteeing purchasers a spot near God's palace, regardless of the plot size.
What about regardless of their behavior on this physical earth? And how do they know they're going to heaven if that's what they believe?
No idea. It says a circulating brochure details the purchase process, showing a middle-class house in the sky and a family of 4 ascending golden steps towards it. Payment options include Visa, MasterCard, Google Pay, American Express, and Apple Pay. And there are installment plans available.
And what do you get? Just a receipt that you have to keep in your pocket until you get to those pearly gates?
Until you die? I guess so. I mean, that sounds like a joke to me. But I have to assume that there are people who are actually
for sure
participating in this.
Yeah, because
which blows my mind out of my brain, my head.
Well, if you fully, with all your being, believed in heaven, perhaps. At first, I was going to say, it's like when someone can purchase a star, but it's actually different.
Totally different.
Because
stars exist for
stars
sure.
Are right here. Yeah,
that has been proven.
Yeah,
so that's different.
Well, maybe we should appreciate that guy's business endeavor and then start our
hustle.
own.
That's a hustle.
Purchase your own plot in hell. Right?
Yes, that is something we could do. That would also, that kind of like, it's fitting with the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Because not everyone's making it to heaven, I imagine.
That's true. That is true.
I guess why would you buy a ticket to
well, if you like know you're going to hell, maybe you could have like a more comfortable
an
option
upgraded
down there.
hell.
Yeah, exactly. Like, a
like business class.
Yeah.
Instead of amongst the other hell
amongst
people.
The other people who are just burning down there.
Yeah.
Well, I like that. Huh. Anyone want to invest in our purchase a plot in hell business?
Or purgatory?
Purgatory. Yeah, that sounds more nicer.
No, purgatory is the place between heaven and hell. It's different.
Oh.
I think. I'm not a good person to ask. It's kind of like in Lost. Isn't that how?
Like limbo.
Yeah, limbo. Purgatory. Yeah.
I guess I always think of purgatory as hell. Oh, we're going to get so many comments on
I could
this.
be wrong, but we'll look it up.
The last thing is actually a shout out to another podcast, and I've not listened to this episode, but I saw them post about it on Instagram, and it caught my eye because I am a 90s. I grew up in the 90s. So Sinisterhood, which is, I believe, another podcast hosted by sisters. I think. Great name.
Well, yeah, it would make sense.
Sisterhood, Sinisterhood. Yeah, I believe it is. And I mean, that's a really clever name.
True crime.
Yeah, another much more popular than our podcast, I believe. True crime podcast. Yes, this is episode 297 that I just saw advertised. It says, and they don't just do murders. It's, I think, anything sinister-ish. So Andrew Keegan and Jared Leto, 90s heartthrobs or cult leaders, part 1. This week, we're diving into the rumors that 2 beloved heartthrobs from the 90s and early 2000s are actually cult leaders, which I had never heard about.
Jared Leto and Andrew Keegan. Yeah, I know both of them. Obviously, most people probably especially know Jared Leto.
Yeah.
I've heard various things about Jared Leto, but never that he's a cult leader.
And I've never heard really anything about Andrew Keegan since he was on what? I don't even know. Seventh Heaven?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I have not ever listened to that podcast. If anyone has.
You didn't listen.
I didn't listen
just
yet.
Caught your eye.
It just caught my eye, and I have it now saved in my Apple Podcast app to listen because I feel like that's interesting. I could listen to that. Plus, I think it's probably a good idea to listen to, periodically listen to other true crime podcasts. Maybe get a feel for what else is out there.
You're not already doing that?
No. No, because
you get enough true crime on this.
I do, and I also feel like, what if I don't want to hear something and be like, oh my God, that's such a better idea. I want to start doing it. I feel like everything we do just is completely authentic because it's just coming from us.
Sure.
And we both have so many ideas about how to grow this podcast that I feel like we have enough ideas rather than me grabbing any from other or comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. I don't want to compare our podcast to other ones. But yeah, that's it. But nothing. So anybody who is also a 90s child maybe will like that Sinisterhood episode. My brain is on slow. That's really all I got. I watched a movie on HBO called Who Am I? with Dakota Johnson, who was the girl in the 50 Shades movies. Really cute, funny, sweet.
Oh, I've seen the whatever thing banner on Peacock or something.
HBO.
HBO. Okay, yeah.
I recommend.
Okay, yeah.
Light and like kind of funny and easy to watch.
Nice.
And then if you subscribe to AMC Plus, I watched a shark and plane crash movie combined called No Way Up. And we watched the trailer and Mark was like, I absolutely will not watch that. So I woke up early the next morning and watched it by myself, and I was pleasantly impressed. I thought it was far less like cheesy and, silly than I expected. It was actually quite good.
Did it make you claustrophobic? Because I just read the blurb where they get caught like in the plane under the water.
Yes, that is what happens. And weirdly, no.
Okay.
I am claustrophobic, but no, it did not kind of trigger that at all. So, yeah, if you're looking for, it was interesting. I will say no more. It was interesting. I liked it.
Well, and you said to me it was a good plane crash scene.
Great plane crash and great shark attack-ish type movie. Yeah, I thought I was entertained. I was entertained from start to finish. That's not hard for me, but I liked it. So there are your recommendations. Who Am I on HBO, the movie, No Way Up on AMC Plus, and I've been rewatching a show on Paramount Plus called Why Women Kill. It is a star-studded 2 seasons.
What do you mean? There's celebrities?
Lucy Liu is in season 1.
Because she knew someone who was killed, or
no, season 1 is actually, it takes place, it's 3 different storylines and they switch back and forth between them. And
it's not like a docu-series?
Oh, no. It's a dramatized series. And so season 1 takes all place in one mansion. And it's the first people who live there in the 60s, and it's Jennifer Goodwin and the dad, Sam Yeager, plays her husband. You'd recognize both of them. They live in the house in the 60s, and so it's their story. Then Lucy Liu and her husband live in the house in the 80s, and it's their story. And then another couple live in the house present day.
Got it.
And it's their story. Daddario with the big blue eyes. She's in that. She's in it. And so it switches back and forth between these 3 different stories of these women and their significant others who've lived in this home. Season 1, and that's great. I don't remember season 2, but it's
what is it
different. Paramount Plus.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it.
Really, really good. So there are your guys' TV recommendations, and we are going to hop off and then hop back on and record an episode. So I don't know why, but Arrivedérci just popped into my head.
Maybe because you said Daddario. I don't know why. It's kind of like a word that has a lot of the same letters in it.
Arrivedérci goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it can also be,
hello?
like so long.
See ya. Arrivedérci.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Death by Southwest is hosted by Jenna Schneider and Margot Carmichael.
Executive produced by Margot Carmichael.
Produced by Jenna Schneider.
Audio editing and sound design by Margot Carmichael.
Music by Soundstripe.
And a special thanks to Edward R. Murrow for letting us borrow his famous sign-off phrase, good night and good luck.